What's up with it, y'all? I didn't want to come live because I'm, still sick. I'm still kind of. I don't want to be on here blowing my nose the whole time and everything. But you know how it is. You can't stay away for too long. Every time I'm like going, I can't stay away for too long. I always gotta pop back in. And I just kind of wanted to come in and just do some. I kind of want to go over some videos, talk about like the psychedelic breakthrough, DMT breakthrough, and how you break through on mushrooms and these different things, because it seems it's a lot of people be breaking through on mushrooms. It's a lot of people be breaking through on DMT. It's like the weirdest thing, because some people don't. It took me a minute before I started to actually break through on DMT, but I'm like going, so many people got so many interesting stories on the psychedelic breakthrough, whether it's DMT, whether it's mushrooms. I heard people do it with the Lucy. It's like so many different ways. So I'm just gonna dive into this one where I was just going through the tube as usual. Hold on, let me move this out the way before I even get to it. I should have went on more than one platform, but I didn't feel like it. I'm like, I just been kind of staying on the tube, you feel me? YouTube been kind of doing it best. It's been kind of doing it best, but all in all, in general. Let me see. Let me go here. Dang, the hurricane is tearing stuff up, ain't it? I'm like, that's wild to even think about. Like Diddy's. Hey, every time you go to YouTube, everybody talking about Diddy. I want to do psychedelic breakthroughs though, but let me make sure everything is going. Make sure when y'all come in. What's up, Master Creator? I was gonna hit you, bro. I've been, I'm still sick, bro. I'm like, every time I like kind of get up, like when I'm laying down, I be straight. But then when I get up and I start moving around, I'm like kind of dizzy, you feel me? Nose is everything stuffed up. But all in all, it's all good though. It's peaches and creams. Peaches and creams, you feel me? I ain't been to work in like a couple of days since Saturday, bro. It's not cool, because I gotta make the bread. But I'm like going, shoot, I wasn't gonna go in there and be my nose running the whole time, you feel me? That's what my mom was saying, it's allergies. I'm like, nah, it's not allergies, bro. He said my nose running too, bro. Hey, nah, it's not allergies, because I've been feeling queasy since like Monday. Like every time, when I'm just here doing nothing, like laying down, like I'm cool. Soon as I get up, go, ride the bikes and take my son to school. We go ride the bikes to school. I be feeling queasy every time I step outside the house. Went grocery shopping, I felt queasy as hell, bro. I said, I'm not going back outside. I ain't been outside. Well, I had to this morning when I took Blake to school, but after that, I said, I'm not going back outside. I'm staying in the house all day. And all I did was sleep today. And that's the only thing that kind of worked. I ain't even gonna hold you. What's good with it? Non-existence. Yeah, I that's the only thing, bro, that kind of kept it cool. But today, tonight, I said, I'm not skipping today without coming in and at least doing this. Stuffy nose and all. I can't even breathe out my snot box. You feel me? But it's all good. It's all good. I got a couple of videos I just kind of wanted to kind of go over. I like to kind of go through YouTube and find DMT experiences and mushroom experiences that people had on channels that are that ain't got that many people on their channel, but the video get a lot of views. And I found one, and kind of go over a couple others, because I wanted to just talk about the psychedelic breakthrough, because we get these breakthroughs and sometimes we get them off DMT. Some, I heard a person even get a breakthrough off MDMA. It's like you can get a breakthrough off any psychedelic. Like that's what I'm starting to kind of notice. Well, I noticed that from the jump. They say, "Did you have a fever at all?" Yeah, I had a fever. I was sweating like night before last. I was dummy sweating. You know how we do. You know, I don't know. You know, for the black people out there, you know, when we catch a cold, like my mom was like, "You need to take this," and you need. I'm like, "Mommy, you know, I don't take no kind of medicine. I get under them covers and I try to sweat it out." You feel me? And like that's basically what I did. I just tried to sweat it out, you know. But it's been like it's really been on me since Tuesday. Like I started feeling it Monday night, but it's almost all the way out. You feel me? I got a lot more mucus probably to come up, and I'm just, you know, but I'll be good in a day or two. I don't know. We'll see. But or maybe it's a slight flu. Yeah, that's what it feel like. It feel like a flu. It feel like it's a flu or something. That's what it feels like to me. But let's go on and get into this fair use DMT experience that this guy had. You feel me? I don't know his name. And then we'll like go over a couple few, but I was like listening to this one right here. You know, it's like weird because, you know, some of us when we dive in, we see entities. Some don't. Some like just keep going to like they get that major breakthrough, but it's weird because it's like when it comes to DMT, I think once you get that DMT breakthrough, after that, bro, it don't matter what you take. It don't matter what you take. You're going to get a breakthrough regardless. It don't matter what psychedelic you dive into. You're going to get a breakthrough. After doing DMT for like as long as I did, that's one thing that I started noticing. Even when I switched over to mushrooms, when I got the breakthrough on mushrooms, I didn't even think that a breakthrough on mushrooms was even a possibility because I'd never heard people really like talk about it. Talk about like really breaking through on mushrooms. And like when I first started taking mushrooms, I used to say that like, bro, is mushroom like it seemed the same as DMT. Like it's almost the same. To me, like it was the same. You feel me? And it's like, dang. It's like even being sick, I wanted to dive in while I was sick, but you know, I said, no, I ain't gonna do it. I said, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off until the right time. I said, I'm gonna wait till it called me. Cause I've been having so much going on. I ain't gonna hold you. But let's go on and just get into this right here. This is this guy's DMT breakthrough on, let me see. I don't know if this is only experience, but it's on Puddle. I think that's his name, Puddle. That's what it seemed like it say. But let's get into his DMT breakthrough, and then like we can just kind of ruffle some feathers and go into like a couple of other breakthroughs and just kind of, because I kind of like, you know, this always been my thing. It's like, you know, I like doing other stuff here, but like I kind of like diving into psychedelic experiences. It's like one of the things that I like to do. Like it's one thing that I know I can talk about and keep up with and never fail on talking about it, because you can't really dispute a psychedelic experience. You can't dispute it. Like what a person is seeing, you can't say, hey, no, you didn't see that. This is what you see. It's like no argument with it. You know, you can't dispute it. There's no argument. It's like you hear the experience and then boom, you feel me? That's it. But let's just go on and get into it, because I'm gonna keep talking, bro.
Because I could tell we were both really nervous, but he was really fucking nervous because I don't think he's ever done it like this. And then
fair use, you.
So I go first and I hit the pipe.
He said, I go first and I hit the pipe. Hold on, let me switch these around because I keep looking to the left and it feels weird. So let me switch these screens around before I'll put this one up here and I'll put this one right here. Because it seems weird. Just it's like I'm always looking to the right or something. So let's just do it like that.
And that first hit is just like this overwhelming feeling just comes over you. Terrence McKenna says it's like all the air gets sucked out of the room.
Yeah.
Sucked out of the room, and that's pretty much what it's like. Like that's a really good description. And also like colors start to sharpen, objects, your vision starts to sharpen a little bit. And that's kind of what it's like.
That is weird though. Like I never could understand that. It's like how can Like, this is real life. How can the vision get better than what it already is? Like, I never could understand that. I always go, you know how when it go poof and then it get 4K and you looking at it like, whoa, like everything is just like this, like 6K or something like that, but it's way up there, bro. I never could understand that. I think it's got something to do with our eyesight or some shit.
I mean, it doesn't really like sharpen, but something just changes. It's like that. It's like you can see the air get sucked out of the room. It's like there's a fog that's no longer on your eyes that's been lifted that you didn't even know that was there.
Exactly.
And then.
Exactly. That's true.
And then so I took the first hit, let it out. Took the second hit, held it, let it out, and then I just laid back. I couldn't take another hit. Because I remember right before he said it too, he's just like, I put a fuck ton of DMT in here, dude. And I was like, whew, okay. And then I did it. So I laid back, and then I was just leaving my body right away. Like, no wait time whatsoever. And then I remember seeing, like, stars just like, it felt like stars just like whizzing down, right? And it was like blackness everywhere, but there was a bunch of stars. If you've ever like seen like a zoom out video of like the universe when the stars are like going past you, like that's kind of what it was like, but it was all going down. So I was like rising, and then
ain't that trippy though? Like, I never really paid attention to that. Like, at times it do feel like you rising up, but like, and you next thing you know, you just be out there in the solar system. But it's like, sometimes I ask myself, how is that even a possibility? Like, do we already got in our mind like what we think is up there, and that's what we're going into, or are we actually the inner self or the spirit self? Is it actually going up there in space? Like, what the hell is it?
On the way to the breakthrough, I was in this room, and this room was like, there was like it's very basic room. It was like a pyramid or whatever you want to call it. It was like a pyramid, but it was round instead of having like sides, and I don't know what that's called. A cube, and then there was like a rectangular prism, and it was just like black, but it was just like the biggest room I've ever seen. Is so colossal. Like unimaginable. And then the room was just like shifting, and for that was like what felt like 5 seconds pretty much, and then all of a sudden like I was fucking there. I didn't have that experience where I like broke through like a membrane, but all of a sudden I was just there. There was no like getting there, where I was just there, and I had been there for a while, I guess is what it kind of felt like. And then I remember the first thing I saw was this entity. And I knew it right away. I was like, oh my gosh. So there's this entity floating and like morphing and changing into creatures and animals. And it was like a humanoid figure. But at the way...
See, that's another thing that throws me off. Like, because how is those things, like, how do they, like, the way they morph? Like, I always called, I felt like that blackness, like when we see that blackness, to me, that's like the primordial ooze. I call it the primordial ooze, because whatever it is, it can change into whatever. It can take any form. This thing can take any form. When I say any form, I'm talking about it can change to different gods. It can change to different people. It can change to animals. It's like almost the blackness of the mind that can actually become anything. Like the mind that, like, this is why I be saying the mind is so powerful, bro. The mind can become anything. The mind, it doesn't need anything to become anything. Oh, good looking out, Christos. The mind can become anything. It doesn't matter what it is. So inside there, if that darkness can become anything, just think how easy it is for it to shape reality. And then it makes you think that blackness that's in there, who actually has control over it? Is it us? Or is it something else that has control over that thing shaping and forming and doing what it do? It's like it's so many other things that has control of it, because like when you think of our belief system, when you think of the things that we think is so, like when we believe in ghosts and when we don't believe in ghosts, when we like the different beliefs that we have, the ideas that we have, that thing can shape and form into certain things that can go outside of your mind that only you can see. Nobody else will be able to see it. Like you'll be able to see ghosts. You'll be able to see this. You see people that talk to themselves. You see people that have these different things, and I'm going, that thing that's in there, that pitch blackness, or what I call it is the primordial ooze. What is that? Is that what we are? Like sometimes I feel like that. Like that's what we are, because it's almost like we can take any form. Like we can take any form known to man, any form we can think of, we can become that form within our mind. Like you can get raised by wolves and you will be a wolf. You can get raised by lions and you can be a lion. Like I'm just saying, you like that thing, bro. That thing is it's just crazy.
Waste is when it turned to like dust. It was like made of matter. It was made of like stone almost. Kind of looked like what the pyramids were made out of. I don't know where all these pyramid references are coming from, but
that's another thing.
It kind of looked like this like tannish stone material that had like a bunch of like carvings in it and stuff, and it kind of looked like a man. Like it didn't have like long hair or anything. And then it was just floating around me, and then anytime like it was just like floating around my vision, and then we communicated telepathically. So like anytime I would talk to it would just be like floating like that, and that's how we talk, like with thought, pretty much. It was instantaneous too. Like there wasn't like I think something and then he thinks about it and thinks back. Like it was just thought.
And that would make sense, right? Like think about it, because what you like, this is happening inside your mind. So it's like, that's why I say, bro, when you start diving in on psychedelics so deep, bro, and you start to see that everything that you seeing is you get it's like you almost get a better understanding. You feel me? Like, and I'm not even gonna say that, because some things I seen, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, that cannot, how would that even be part of me? Why is that even existing to me? What is that in the first place? But when you get to speaking to these entities and you not moving your mouth, you just talking telepathically, and the answers is coming right back, like that shit is crazy. Bro, like remember when I had I think it was the mushroom experience, and it was like, bro, I asked every question known to man. I asked every question, and it was answered instantly. It was going. Look, okay, so I'm like going, like I was in a place. I'm looking and I'm going, okay, I see myself over there. I see myself right here, and I see myself over there. But every time I look at each aspect of me, I'm like going, hey, hold on. If that's not me, and that's not me, and that's not me, then who am I? And I'll split into four, and I'll go, wait, hold on. If that's not me, and that's not me, then who am I? And then I'll split into 8. And then every time I did it, I would split more and more. But then I started asking questions about like life and different shit. And it was going so fast, I couldn't even understand what I was saying, because it was almost like, remember back in the days when the tape player, when you put in the tape and your tape kind of get messed up in the tape and it start going, that's how fast I was asking questions. It was going that fast. It was like, I was asking questions that fast, and it was like the craziest thing. But it's like I asked and got every question answered that I ever knew, bro. And it was like, I don't know, it was the most fascinating thing. I forgot where I was going.
Crazy. But then okay, so the first thing I asked was, show me something. And then it goes, like, it felt like my soul just sucked right to the edge of the universe, pretty much. And he like waved his arms and he said, this is everything. And it was this picture of, not even a picture, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just colors, like infinite colors, infinite shapes, infinite everything, just morphing and changing quicker than my eyes could keep up. And it went on for every single direction infinitely. But it was just so
now that's the part that throws me off too, because like a lot of experience that a lot of us had, we probably seen infinity. It probably showed us many a times the whole thing, but it be so much you only can take in, you can't take it all in. It's almost like right now, like if I was to explain, I can't even explain the last minute, that like in full. Like me trying to explain the last 60 seconds of my life in full is impossible, because when I look out like this, everything my eyes is looking at, there's no way I'll be able to explain it. Like explain it all. It'll take 2 days to explain everything that I'm seeing, from every dot on the wall, from everything that's right here on the computer that's going on, from everything that I'm seeing on XSplit as I'm on here on Streamlabs, my fan right here, my cigars, my, you feel me, it'll take forever just to explain 1 minute of time. And that shit is crazy, because a lot of times you will see everything at once and you know it's everything in your face, but you can feel it. But it's like when it comes to trying to break it down and explain it, bro, you only gonna get 1% of it. F that.
Complex that I couldn't look at it, because like I could look right at it, but like my eyes wouldn't let me see it, because it was just so complex and so beautiful. And so
that's one of the things that the psychedelics started teaching me over time, was stop trying to look with your eyes. That be the problem. We're so used to seeing things with our eyes, because our eyes will make it so that it's like, why are you trying to look with your eyes right now? You using that third eye. You using that mind. Your eyes are not even needed right here. Where we're going, these two eyeballs are not needed. Look with your mind. Feel with your mind. Stop trying to use these bodily things in order to understand what's going on. Because even when you say seeing, when you say I seen, people will think you looking with your eyes, and it's like, no, you're not using your eyes to see these things. You don't even need your eyes in these places. Your eyes usually are closed, or even if they're open, it takes over your whole vision. So it's like, that's one lesson, bro. Don't try to see with your eyes. Don't even think that you're looking with your eyes, because you're not. Your eyes are just, they're not even being used at the time.
Like, you could think that's a metaphor for the universe or whatever the fuck that is going on, right? And also God, because they say that God, if you were to see him, you wouldn't be able to see him, right? Because he's so beautiful. So my interpretation is that it was God, but God isn't like the Christian God that I used to think it was. God is just the idea of everything. So
exactly, that's the one thing you begin to learn after diving in on this stuff, because even if you was to think of the Christian Bible, like when they had experiences or they talked about it, they were something like this. Oh, you couldn't look in the face of God. You know, these are things that we carry with us. So these things are on our mind all the time when we even have these experiences. But when this thing shows itself to you and it shows you everything, you see for a fact, everything is God, not limited to one thing. Everything. It doesn't matter what you can think of, the words, the letters, the sounds. Like, it's like the weirdest thing, bro, when you in here, when you in the space, because you can see it and you like really understand it. And it's like, but coming back and actually saying it, we already got belief systems. We got installed belief systems. Remember what I was saying? Everybody, like, we don't know how to update our computers, our systems. Like a lot of people don't know how to update their system, because they already got a malware blockage on their system to where they can't update it. It already got like a governor on it or something to where it can't be updated. Even if it tried to update, the system will not let it. It won't let it. That's why they go from, you feel me? The old Macs don't even work no more on you. I'm just saying, bro. It's like, it's trippy. This shit is trippy.
It's just the essence of everything that I was looking at.
Everything.
But that could be wrong. And it could all be in my head. It could have not left my body. Too. So I'm trying to remain as objective as possible. But it's also fun to entertain that idea. So anyway, so we get back. I was like thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for showing me this. And then I was like, okay, is this thing here to judge me? And like I could have thoughts to myself without it knowing what I was thinking too, which is interesting. So I was like, so is this here to judge me? So I was like, is that? And then I asked, I was like,
Probably
are you here to
way
judge
too
me? Like,
rude.
how am I doing? I'm just trying to be like
This
a
is
good
how-
person and spread good vibes and be
Hey,
nice.
that's why I think it is. It is for some of us. I'm gonna say for some of us it's a way, but for a lot others it's not. It's not. It's not gonna be removed because the body already fell into acceptance. It's almost like I was saying, like an iPhone. The first iPhone right now, somebody trying to use the first iPhone today, it's not gonna work. You feel me? It's not gonna do all the things that the iPhone today do. It's impossible. It will never be able to do that. You would have to change all the components inside the phone for it to even catch up. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know, bro. That shit is trippy. Or maybe, if they dive in, maybe it'll switch it up like this.
And then it like shook its head. Like I said that, and then like a face appeared, and it just like shook its head, and then like disappeared. And then I also remember, oh, I forgot about this, but when I said that too, there was also like this vine, this picture of these like vines, right? And it was like this. I don't even know what it was. I can't remember specifically, and then it's like shook and like rattled, and it was like positive affirmation that I'm doing good, spreading good vibes. So I was like, that makes me feel good. And then
Yeah, it is.
and then I remember it waved its arms and it created this picture of a woman made out of like these vines thing. Like if you ever seen Alex Gray art, whatever like he makes the people out of, it's kind of like this vine looking material. That's what it was made out of. He like waved his arms and then just like scanned across and like created this picture of a woman. You know, she was like sitting on her legs or sitting on her knees and kind of just like she didn't have a face or anything. It was like art pretty much. And to me, instantly I knew that represented like love or something. I didn't know if it was supposed to represent my girlfriend or whatever, but to me that image just represented love. And then the last thing that happened before I like came back was it was like sit forward and put your arm around Derek. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fucking argue with this thing. So I sat up, I put my arm around him, and he's like, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, buddy? How's it going? And like, just by doing that, like the vibes got even stronger. And then it was like, see that good feeling? And I was like, yeah. And then it was like, you can do that anytime. So that was like a lesson in itself. So
Whoa,
right now
that is crazy, bro. That is trippy to think about because when I was on mushrooms one time, and I was in the backyard and like I'm tripping, I'm doing my thing, and that's what it was saying about my son. It was like going there and like put your hand on your son, and like when I went in there and I did it, I like he was asleep, so I just like laid my hand like on his shoulder and like was like like kind of rubbing his back. It was like all of the energy and the love, and I don't know, bro. It was like an exchange of energy that was just like it was so powerful. It was like, oh my God, bro. It's almost like when you love somebody and you give them a hug. You feel me? Like the way that feels, like no Diddy, but I'm just saying, when you give somebody a hug, that exchange of energy, I think a lot of people don't understand, like that's an exchange of energy that is just powerful. Like you can feel it. You can feel it coming from each other when you do stuff like that. I don't know, just sharing that love of each other, or the power of that, whatever it is, bro. That's trippy, man. That's trippy. I like when I see experiences like
now
this.
what I'm about to say is like my interpretation afterwards that I came up with it. But my interpretation is that like you can just always reach out to people, and the only one stopping you from doing that is you. Like people aren't going to hate you or dislike you like you think that they're going to, right? You just got to reach out and give love, and you'll get it back as long as you just give it, right?
Which is crazy.
And then all of a sudden, I just started
Hope
falling
y'all heard
back, and
that.
I sat up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And
You
I
gotta do
instantly,
more
I
of
was
these.
just
No,
like,
I will, boys. Glitch.
"Oh my
I
god,
will.
what the fuck?"
Nah, hey, you right, cause I tried to get into I wanted to get into a lot of other videos, like the P Diddy videos and the Charleston Whites and like, bro, it be feeling cool, but it's not the same as when ask mama, cause I'm busy right now. You gotta ask mama, but. But I wanted to get into stuff like that, but it's not the same as this, bro. This is what I do right here. This is me right here. When we talking about psychedelics, diving in on other people's experiences, this is what I am gonna start doing because it's like this is it. This is what I like. You feel me? All the other stuff going on, I understand. We talk about it, we make jokes about it, but this is it right here. This is what I like to do. But you trip off of how he said. You feel me? Whenever I end the live and I be like, man, go and get that love to one person. Like that love that you feel like right now, man, go share it with one person with a hi, how you doing? Or just that thing right there. When you pass it on, that shit spreads. It spreads from that person, and that person take it and give it to the next person. You feel me? Like this is the only way we can do it. In like any other way, bro, it's like, bro, it's not cool. But you can spread that love. That love can be given to other people, and not just the ones that you among. Like I'm talking about just being out in the world and just seeing somebody that look mad, angry, or sad, and you just like having a cool conversation with them. Or it's like letting people know that, look, bro, I notice you. I see you. You feel me? Homegirl, I see you. I see you. You feel me? Like I see everybody. I see you. Everybody needs the love. It just feels good to share it. And then once they get it, like I said, they pass it on. And then it get passed on. But it always comes back to you. It always go full circle and come right back to you. I think that's why we like to do the love thing. Not like the brother love, the Diddy love shit. I'm talking about the other love. See, that was a joke I threw in there. I'm just saying, not like the Diddy love, but like the real love. But yeah, this was like I said, this was Puddle. I think that's how you say his name. This was his experience, but let's go into a couple more. Let's see if we can grab somebody else's. Like that was a good one, bro. Thanks for sharing that. I'll make sure I put your name in this video. But like I said, I'll be trying to go all the way down. Most of the oh shit, who is this? Story time of a psychedelic weekend, my first DMT experience. I don't know. What do y'all think about yeah, no Diddy. Yeah, no Diddy. No Diddy, bro. No Diddy. I kind of like to watch Scary. Okay, my first name showed me the abyss inside all. Oh, this might be a good one. Let's try this one. Hold on, let me see. So how many he got? 2,000. This is we're gonna have to speed this one up though, y'all. We ain't gonna be able to play it in normal speed because he got too many subs. But this is fair use YouTube. But I gotta see this because he said the trip showed me the abyss inside us all, and this is what I was talking about. That blackness, that darkness in there. I don't know what that darkness is, bro. But like every time I see that darkness, it turns into something. Like it starts to like this. It'll start to make shapes and stuff like this, and then out of that, it'll turn into a face, or it'll turn into an entity, or it'll turn into like that mask from Egypt, remember? And then the damn snake thing came out, and then that started to transform over and over again. Like it kind of showed me how everything come into life. Like even like let's say yogis, churches, like everything comes into life and it plays itself out, and then it takes on another form. Like nothing ever dies. Even though to us, because the body dies and it seems like it disappears, the energy of everything never dies. It never does. It always keeps going. It just takes a new form over and over again. this is what it does. This is like, that's why I be like, this is what we do. Like, we are like real real travelers. That's how come we can go and take psychedelics and we can travel into all these places, because we do that already as the entity that we really are. Not this thing right here, this body thing that we think of, but we already do that, bro. It's a part of us that's been traveling these spaces, that has been in these spaces, been going to every which place. Forward in time, backward in time, it's just been moving through it. But let's get into, I want to hear this one and see what this guy talking about. Let's see what.
Said he had a PhD in 16th century alchemy.
Wait, hold on, bro.
I held up a glass Coke bottle with steel wool at one end.
And don't be
The professor's smile never lessened. He began rubbing his fingers together. First time? How can you tell?
Speed up a little more.
The professor laughed. I want to say maniacally,
Not
but
that fast.
it was
Fair
infectious.
Use, you two. Fair use.
I laughed along. We're popping a cherry here, aren't we?
Crazy one about
I nodded.
put out soon.
Believe me when I tell you that this drug will tear your world apart.
Yeah, just share it. Just share it.
The man's eyes crackled with intensity that made me step
just
back.
Share it to me.
Sounds enlightening. The man stepped forward, completely unaware of my personal space. You have no idea.
Well, man, come on. I don't need it.
If you do, then I know I'll have failed.
It's the one thing. I don't need to be no story.
What's that mean?
I need
Calm.
you
Just an ordinary compass.
They try to make it a
After the
whole
car accident.
story.
We care just enough about our daughter to send her a letter, but
Oh yeah,
is it?
you killed me with that. I can't do that. That's you. You're not even like, I'm not trying to hear no whole story. I want to hear. I don't want to hear it like no story. I'm sorry, y'all. Psychedelics explained by expert. Say the risk of psychedelics. We already know the risk. You feel me? Let me see I want to see a scary one. Scary DMT trip. Dang, Detroit. Scary DMT trip. Let me see. Let me go find. I want to find, because the people be having bad trips and they be saying it's a bad trip, and I don't never. What? It's like I know this dude. Like, he been on the channel before, huh? And yeah, you travel as you hire yourself. Facts. Yeah, you do, bro. But yeah, just make sure you. Oh, okay. Bam. Let's see. This 2 years ago. Tales from. Oh, this tales from the trip. That's my boy. The trip report. My first bad trip. Let's. Man, I don't want to see no Joe Rogan. Let's go all the way down. I like to go all the way down to try to catch some people that I ain't seen. Did you see the one about the guy, he went to a restaurant or something and he shot a couple of people, and then he tried to say he was on mushrooms. I was like, bro, come on now. I'm not saying it can't happen, but you know, come on now. Psychedelics and as a Christian, an unthinkable happened. Oh my God, Julie. Christian unthinkable happened. This is the story of what happened to me. No. Trip report. Let's see, who is this? I ain't never heard of these people right here. But it don't seem like, let me hear, I want to see. Oh, remember this one? This was hella oh. That was hella oh. Let me see. Let me go through them, y'all. I'm going to find a good one. Ayahuasca experience was hell. Oh my God. See, this is okay. We might have to watch this one right here. We might have to do this one. I might have
happened to
do
me during the
this
ceremonies.
one right here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, fair use, YouTube. Let's see what dude got to say about this ayahuasca experience. Cause
That was very scary. I honestly thought I was losing my mind. So why is there such a big hype about it if it's so demanding? Well, because ayahuasca contains DMT, a psychedelic
what
substance
happened
that
to
can
you
cause
that had
altered
you
state of
spooked?
consciousness. It will be there for me the next morning when I return back to my room in case I needed anything. So I took a short nap. I was like, what the am I doing here? Anyway, that was my ego talking, so I knew I had to go in, find a mattress, and
I
just
know he
focus
was-
on my breathing. Anyway, after the whole introduction, which lasted for about an hour, there was a call for the first.
And that's crazy because this is what I was saying about psychedelics when it comes to it. This is why they do all this stuff, give you these breathing exercises and all that, because some people need it. They already scared before they get there. They need to be taken. Look, they need a Bugatti Uber to come and pick them up and drive them to the experience. And I understand that, right? I get that, right? Because nobody wants to, just be, hey, man, y'all come pick you up on the bike and hike you on the handlebars. No, it's like you almost got to have pillows. You got to have the whole nine in order. Because if something get ugly, bro, they going to feel like they had a scary trip. Like, oh, man, it did this to me. Oh, let's see. Some pilot took some shrooms and freaked out while flying the plane, apparently. Oh, yeah, I'm going to grab that one next.
Cup of iron. I went into the line, and I can tell you I was scared to death. But once you're there, it's kind of hard to run out. So I drank my first cup of ayahuasca, which wasn't really tasty, but definitely drinkable. Went back to my mattress, and that's when it got very, very scary. Someone close to me started screaming, one person started crying, many were puking their soul out, and it all started to feel like a nightmare you cannot escape.
That's the part that would scare the shit out of you on your first time. Hey, you don't know what they seeing. See, this is the thing. Once somebody starts screaming, that's when your mind just go into play. Now you coming up with all these different thoughts of what the hell is going on. What is they seeing? Why is they screaming? Why are they scared? Why is they crying? Did they see a demon? Did they see the devil? I think the devil got us. I'm telling you, something is going on. This is all going wrong, and it times it by 1,000.
And what was even worse was that I was completely sober, but I started to feel very nauseous. When they called for the third cup, I was so sick I couldn't even open my eyes. So I just stayed there during the whole night, wondering why am I doing this? I couldn't purge.
And
I thought I wasn't high.
You know
or
what's
drunk.
crazy? Because, even that right there, that thought of why am I doing this, bro, that shit creates so much. This is what I be trying to tell people. You got to watch. You got to have a hold of your thoughts. Even if you don't, you got to know what's going to happen. You got to know that your thoughts can take off and create circumstances that you are creating yourself without even knowing this is what you're doing. So you can't blame the ayahuasca. You only can blame yourself because you're the one who's saying these things and you're believing them.
And I was 100% convinced that I was completely present the whole night until about 4 in the morning when the ceremony ended. So when I got back to my room, I had my camera set up ready to record a short video, and that's when this happened.
I know you can probably barely see me because of the light, but it's about 5 a.m. in the morning, something like that, after the first ceremonial, the first plant medicine trip. And I'm feeling sick like hell, like my brain is just not functioning. I had this set up with the camera and mic, I just had to press the button, record. I just couldn't do it. It's so funny. I read about this before, and I was like, what the fuck? But now, I see what people meant. Your brain just doesn't function.
So no, I wasn't sober, not at all. And I was so confused that I spent about 15 minutes trying to turn on the camera. And that really scared me because I thought, well, here you go, Greg. You fried your brain, so say goodbye to a normal life. After that scary experience, I tried to fall asleep for about 2 to 3 hours before our morning yoga, but I just couldn't do it. So without any sleep for about 24 hours, I went directly to yoga, still feeling sick.
Let me tell you, this is your damn problem, bro. You feel me? You just scary, you timid. That's okay, though. That's okay. But this is the thing. Don't blame the ayahuasca for you creating this thing for yourself. Don't blame the ayahuasca. Come on now. Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't blame the ayahuasca. You gotta blame yourself.
And you can imagine that after the first one, I felt even worse about the second one. However, the second one was much better. It was very emotional, so I was crying a lot. And then this magical thing happened to me, which is hard to explain on the video, but I connected to one of the shamans in a way I was never connected to anyone before, and it was so beautiful and so empowering. Well, I can tell you that from that moment on, I 100% trusted ayahuasca is the real deal.
Okay,
so I've just finished on my second plant medicine ceremony, and I'm feeling way better than after my first one. Today was quite emotional. I was able to purge, which is super important. And from that moment, things start happening. I start seeing things, but it was mainly emotional. I was crying for a couple of hours, I think. It was just amazing. I feel so blessed and so happy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's all I want to say.
And
So the ceremony ended at about 3
look,
to 4.
that's the cold thing, right? That's the one thing that people don't understand. When you get on psychedelics, you got to get past yourself first. You don't understand. You fuck demons, devils, you know, and all these different spectacular creatures we can conjure up. The scariest thing is you. There's nothing more scarier than you yourself. That's what you're always trying to get past. You're trying to get past the own ideas and the things that you created in life. The things that you made up are when you made the boogeyman and brought the boogeyman in your life, when you made the devil and brought the devil in your life, you got to get past all these things you created. All the scary things, me being scared of heights. You know, I created all these different things that I had to fight to get past, and it was only me. It was only me standing there going, oh, that's scary. Oh, that's scary. It didn't even have to be doing nothing to me. It did. Like, we have all these ideas of what demons do to us. Like, they do this. They had you. And I never could understand that. Like, okay, why would a demon get in your body and make you run around screaming, trying to jump out a window and doing all these? No, you're fucking just lost your mind. You feel me? Like, we blame all these things on these unseen entities when really it's just a person within losing their damn mind. But we create all these things, like even like talking like back in the days when I used to see the shadow entities and different things like that on mushrooms. And then over time, as I'm looking, like, I start seeing them everywhere. Once I started believing it and accepting it, I start seeing them everywhere, bro. I couldn't get away from them. Everywhere I would look, I'd be like, oh shit, you feel me? I see something out the corner of my eye moving, and oh man, and it'll be a shirt or something. It won't even be but my mind will make it into something else all the time, bro. Which is like the weirdest thing, but it's like we have to get over ourselves, and we have to get over this prism that we created. Because, like, this thing within your mind, you know, I was trying to explain this to somebody. You created it. You did. You can blame it on God. You can blame it on devil. You can blame it on anything you want, but it's happening within you. The way you think, what you believe, your ideas, your do's and don'ts are happening within you. You are the one pointing, looking out, going, hey, that's not, hey, I'm scared of that. Hey, I don't like the way broccoli tastes. Hey, I don't like, but you not liking the way broccoli tastes can create so many other things that, you know, you probably wouldn't understand. Anything that looks like broccoli, you're just not going to like because you don't like the way broccoli tastes. So you might not even smoke weed because the shit look like broccoli or because they call it broccoli. I'm just saying, this is how our minds be working, and it's like the weirdest thing. But good video, bro, but I'm gonna go to this one that Snail Horseplay just dropped. I gotta see this one. Yeah, go to site. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Let's see. U.S. pilot who took magic mushrooms and tried to cut engine says behavior. What? Unfathomable. What? An Alaskan Airlines pilot who attempted to shut off the engines of a passenger plane mid-flight after ingesting magic mushrooms said his actions were unfathomable. In some of his first public remarks after he was indicted on 83 counts of reckless endangerment. In an interview with the ABC's Good Morning America, Joseph Emerson described the events of the 22nd of October as 30 seconds of my life that I wish I could change, and I can't. Emerson, who wait, I don't mean to laugh, bro, my bad. Hey, I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just saying, you know, what the hell, bro, you was tripping. Let's see, where was I? Emerson, who as an off-duty pilot was authorized to ride in the cockpit jump seat, tried to disable the plane's engines by deploying the fire suppression system. According to the federal complaint, the plane flight number 2059, operated by Horizon Air, traveling from Everett, Washington, bound for San Francisco, was diverted to Portland, where it landed safely with more than 80 people on board. After his arrest, an Oregon On state counts of attempted murder, Emerson told the police he believed he was having a nervous breakdown, though he was dreaming when he pulled the fire handles in the cockpit, and said he had experimented with psychedelic mushrooms recently as his mental health had worsened. What? Emerson said he had taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days earlier while commentating, death of his best friend, thinking they might help with his depression. He said he believes he was still hallucinating and he felt nothing felt real. As he was sitting on the plane, there was a feeling of being trapped, like, am I trapped in this airplane? He said, this is not real. I need to wake up. Emerson said he reached up and grabbed 2 red handles in front of him that would have activated the plane's suppression system and cut off the fuels to its engines at 30,000 feet. What I thought is, this is going to wake me up, Emerson said. I know what those levers do in a real airplane, and I need to wake up from this. What? The crew was able to subdue Emerson and remove him from the deck. But even as the plane descended, he said he tried to grab another lever operating the cabin door. According to the affidavit, Emerson wanted a flight attendant. You need to cuff me right now. You need to cuff me right now or it's going to be bad. In December, he was indicted on the count of engaging in aircraft in the first degree and 83 counts of reckless endangerment another person. One for each person aboard the aircraft at the time of the incident. He pleaded not guilty to the charges in the waiting trial. I did something unfathomable to me, something I have taken responsibility. No, I'm not going to hold you, bro. Come on now. Look. A lot of other stories, he was on a microdose. What? If this nigga do not cut the crap. If he does not, bro, 2 days ago you took a microdose? If it was a microdose, was it a microdose 2 days ago, Snail Horseplay? Because if it was like a microdose 2 days ago, bro, you playing. You was trying to off yourself. You just couldn't do it. They stopped you from doing it. You was just trying to off yourself and everybody else. I don't know what kind of depression you was going through, but you can't, now that you couldn't do it and they stopped you, you're going to try to blame it on the mushrooms? Like, come on now. Bro, I hope they can see right through this and go, let's see, if you would spend today this week for let me see, wait, hold on. A message for Bestie Reed, editor from the Garden News. I hope you appreciate the article. Before you move on, I want to give you a consideration supporting the. Oh no, that we don't want to hear that. But bruh, nah, they need to lock his ass up. He was trying to. You look, he probably was just going through depression, and we know, which is not cool. Depressed people sometimes they try to off themselves. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to off himself, even if he had to take everybody's life on that plane. That's what that sounds like. That don't sound like, oh man, I seen 2 levers and you even said that you knew what the levers do, but you thought they was gonna pull you out the dream. Yeah, man, you thought you was gonna crash the plane and you thought you was gonna die and that was gonna be it of life. That's what you were trying to do. Like you obviously said that, but don't blame it on the mushrooms. Like this is. But this is what they did in the UK though. Like back in the days, remember way back in the days, that's what they was doing. They had the story of the lady that took the mushroom, that somebody took the mushrooms and they jumped out the window. This is what they was trying to do, bro. And now they're going to try to do the same thing. You feel me? He'd have been better off if he'd have just blamed it on the devil. I'm just saying. If he'd have blamed it on the devil, he would have been better off. But to try to blame it on the mushrooms, you're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much. I feel like people shouldn't get locked up for being suicidal, but when you try harming other people, that's a different story. Nah, you should. You feel me? Look, it's almost like an ass whooping, like what we were saying about an ass whooping, right? An ass whooping will change your life. You feel me? Like that's just crazy, bro. Cause we have people that tried to off themselves, but he was trying to off everybody. Like he knew what he was trying to do, but then to try to blame it on the mushrooms, I hope they lock your ass up. I ain't even gonna lie. Not even for what you tried to do. I hope they lock you up for lying. Like, be real. Don't try to, you feel me? This is what we do, though. We do bad stuff, and then we try to blame it on, we so used to blaming it on the devil or something evil or something took over my body, and I wasn't, this was a big thing back in the days, like, that they were doing. And it's like, it wasn't, it wasn't me. Something took over. And they used to get away with it. But it's like, now, come on, bro. We got to start holding people accountable for the shit that they do. You know what you was trying to do. We had many people that tried to off themselves, and they wasn't able to do it. But then you got me. He got me hot right now, Green. Hey, Green Buzz, he got me hot for that. He got me hot for that, bro. He got me so mad. But let's go. We gonna switch it up and get into this. Zach Black. Zach Black. He said his first bad trip with DMT. Oh my God, bro. I hope you don't do like this guy over here. And then see, this the kind of DMT experiences I like. Is when it coming straight from the person like this, bro. Don't come and try to put all this weird stuff on the video and, make it seem like it's a story, like, like this is not Rick and Morty, okay? Just come in, give us your experience driving for Uber, and just let us know, hey, man, I'm an Uber driver. I smoke DMT, and, but it turned my Uber into a spaceship, and I was in space, like type shit, like for reals. But let's get into this one. But thanks for sharing that, Snail Horseplay. If y'all find another one, man, if y'all find something else, just share it in here, and I can just pop it in, because I know y'all probably seen some crazy ones we can talk about. So just share them in the chat, and then I'll pop it right on. Because I can click it. I didn't even know I could do that. I was able to click that link that Snail Horseplay just posted, and it took me straight to it. So that's cool.
First time I did it wasn't as bad, but it was still a distinctly different type of trip feeling. So it's technically happened twice, but I'll tell you about the first. I'll tell you about both.
Yeah, exactly. I was just watching this movie that they brought out on Disney on Hulu, and it was like, to where, like you didn't have to off yourself. They had to where they were trying to understand this side of life and the deaf side of life, the other side. So what they would do was they would take people, like you can volunteer to come in, and they would off you and walk you through the steps of going into the next life. It was fucking trippy. It wasn't trippy. It was just the fact that, like, you can sign up and you can drive all the way to California, and then you can go in this room and they put you under the needle, and then they walk you through the other life, because they were trying to understand the other side. And, like, I kind of watched it, but I fell asleep. You feel me? Because, like I said, I've been sick, so I was, like, sleeping in and out of the movie. But I'm going to have to check it out again.
The most recent one just happened like 4 or 5 days ago. I was using a new technique that I'm using now with the Yokan. I'm taking the top off the Yokan and putting a glass tube just right over the coils. And
this is probably where Piano Key got his from, because this is how Piano Key showed me how to do it when he came through. That's how me and Piano Key did it with the Yokan.
Smoking it, like, burning it 3 seconds on, pause, 2 seconds.
That's dope.
Cool, 3 on, 2 off, 3 on.
We
2
all
off.
got the same
but
experience.
While I'm doing that, instead of continuously just sucking, I'm only sucking when I give it the time to cool. When I give it the 2 seconds off, I stop sucking. I don't, I don't keep sucking, right? So
let me say it for him. No Diddy. No Diddy, okay? We ain't even saying no homo no more. We just said no Diddy.
Doing is it's just full. The tube's filling up with like concentrated vape. And then when I stop sucking, right, it's the vape still in the tube.
Oh,
so then I start sucking again, and then more vape comes in. So it's just a constant stream of thick vape. This is what's caused. This could be what caused the bad trip. Maybe it's just too much. But I am able to break through in one hit and less than 0.05 every time. But it's probably too much. Anyway, look for my other video on that. I went into great detail about the technique. If you don't understand what I'm doing, you should probably do it anyway. Because if you're trying to get a breakthrough in one hit, that's the way to do it. But it's too strong in my opinion. So look for the other videos. So I went to this one. So that's what I did. And before I even finished the first hit, we're talking, I still had easily half my lungs still left.
Probably.
The ringing in the ears, from sides. I pitch ringing. That's when I know it's about to come. And I get like this rush of like chill at my spine. I just kept doing it. I kept doing it until like I couldn't really stand anymore, and I kind of got a little nervous because I started to get kind of weird, like feeling weird, like I was gonna fucking fall down or get like abducted by aliens or something weird. And so I stopped. Right before I even finished, I stopped and I just held my breath. Right, but you got to remember, if you're doing with that technique, I've been holding my breath probably for a good 20 or 30 seconds anyway. But for some reason, the way you do that, I can hold my breath a lot longer anyway. So I jumped in the bed. I was at a hotel, right? And I had like 45 minutes to check out. And I wanted to get this. I wanted to have do some DMT before I left, because it's hard for me to do it where I live. Because it's hard for me to like be absolute certain no one's gonna fuck with me for a good 20 minutes, right? The hotel, I can be pretty much absolute certain. So I was a little bit of rush, but I jumped on the bed with my lungs still full, laid down, and
hit that.
Usually, like when you close your eyes, or when I do, kind of go to what people call like a waiting room. There's kind of like an area, but there's a certain feeling about it too, right? This was like kind of like more anxiety, but the waiting room, if you want to call it that I usually see, or it's usually very similar. There's also a certain type of feeling, actually a good feeling. Not this time. The waiting room, if you want to call it that, was it looked different. It looked more kind of primitive, I guess. It wasn't as interesting looking. It wasn't as fanciful. It wasn't as psychedelic. It was more like a darkish gray room, and it had like kind of like these red squares, like a grid, right? And then there was something back there moving, and I couldn't see what it was, though. I couldn't make it out. But it gave me this like really weird feeling in my chest. I don't know. It was just a distinctly different type. I mean, they've all been a little bit different, but this one was distinctly different in that way. And it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't really painful, but it was anxiety provoking.
Yeah.
And then I fucking let it out, and I started to breathe, and I'm keeping my eyes closed, so I'm hoping to see these visuals and these, basically blast off somewhere, right? Like I have before. And I'm not. Instead, that waiting room is just getting weirder, right? But it's not even weird in like a weird, cool way. It's getting weird in like a fucking airplane.
They always go by when you're talking.
This is the problem with doing videos outside. Okay, but so I basically I opened my eyes, right, and all of a sudden it was like I was in this hotel, right, and I'd been there all night. I opened my eyes, and the bed was, the whole hotel looked completely different, right? I had felt like I had just been like in Star Trek, like fucking transported somewhere else. The bed, for one, was real fucking long. Like it wasn't the bed that I sat in, right? It was like fucking twice as long. Like it was like twice as long as my body. Like depth perception was fucking like stretched out like that. And I got up, right?
Ain't that one of the things that's trippy too? Like your arms can get long, your legs can get long, or like you'll be standing through your roof or something. Like, how is that even a thing? Unless reality got to be one thing. It got to be, our eyesight is just.
I had a little hard time
else.
getting up because it was like kind of like things were kind of just getting really weird, right? And it was like, but now I'm kind of scared, and I'm like, fuck. And here's where it got weirder though. Everything, when I got up and I looked around, the whole counters of the hotel, like the desk and all that shit, looked completely different. One, it was animated. It was like, it looked kind of like clouds like in like say Super Mario Brothers or something, like in Cloud City, or if I can't explain it, but it was like everything would look like kind of puffy and like clouds. It was weird. It was like, I was like, what the fuck, right? And I'm looking around, and then I look back at them, and the cloud thing kind of stopped after a while, after like 30 seconds or maybe even less. And I was playing some music, and I must have been out, or like, it's hard to say because I started with one song and I didn't think. I spent 5 minutes holding my breath, but for some reason I must have like kind of like disassociated, because now a whole different song's playing on my cell phone, but I couldn't fucking tell where the music was coming from. I couldn't see my phone, and it's really weird because it was like you could usually hear where it's coming from. The sound was coming from everywhere. I couldn't tell where it was coming from, and it was scaring me because eventually I found the phone. It was in my back pocket, but in my mind the music was going from everywhere. Here's where it got creepy though.
Hey, but you hear him though? He said I couldn't tell where it was. It was in my back pocket. But this is like it's weird because the mind will play tricks on you like that. Like the mind will play tricks on, like you'll think you don't know, like, and it just be you just tricking yourself. It be you causing yourself to go, oh my God, where is you? Like you'll freak yourself out, bro. That's why I said you gotta get past yourself. It's called man, that is crazy.
I started looking around, and I didn't know where I was. I was like totally disassociated from what was going on. I didn't realize this was my hotel. I knew that it was like a foreign room, but I looked at my bags that were there, right? They were my bags, but they didn't look like my bags. So at the time when I'm tripping, right, I don't know where I am. I can't figure out where this fucking music's coming from. It's loud, right? And these bags and shit, they weren't mine. And so they were, but I didn't think they were. So I'm awake and I'm kind of conscious. I'm staring at myself in the mirror, and it's weird because it looks like I'm like really dirty. Like looks like I have like, I don't know, like if you're like rolling around like working on your car or something, like a dark like, look like not grease but grime kind of on my face, kind of like Rambo or something like that. But I looked really strange. It was weird, and I don't know. It looked like I was in Vietnam in the mud or something. I don't know. It was weird, but it tripped me out. I didn't know where I was, and the bags and shit weren't mine.
Hey, you ever did that? Like you like I remember I was on the 4ACO one time, and I looked at the like I was at my cousin's house, and I looked at the reflection on his Suburban, and like the reflection of the world, bro. It was like like hell. Like literally, it was like hell. It was the trees was on fire, shit was on fire, and it just looked like I don't know, like a bomb or something had hit the place. And then I like moved in and I looked at myself, bro. Oh my God. When I say I ain't gonna lie, I look like that crackhead on the PJs. If you ever seen that crackhead on the PJs, that's what I look like. Exactly like that, but real. I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's going on? I thought the world was coming to an end. What's up with it, man? That shit is crazy. Man, long time no here, bro.
Totally different. I'm looking around and I see, well, what I know is the bathroom door now. I see another door and I hear people talking, right? And I can't tell where it's coming from. I can hear them on top of that. And what they were saying was kind of fucked up and frightening. They were saying something like, shit, he's never gonna get out of this. He's never gonna do it. Why did he just do it again? Doesn't he even realize what he's doing? And they're saying shit like that. It was like they're commenting like they were observing me, which was tripping me the fuck out, right? And now, I mean, I'm getting scared at this point. And they were saying like, geez, he's never gonna get out of this. If he's just gonna keep going in a circle. He's stuck. He can't find his way out, right? He's just gonna keep doing this over and over. He's gonna keep doing this. And I'm thinking to myself, and that's kind of tying in with like, where the fuck am I? That felt like I'd just been transported and put somewhere else. I never saw anybody, right? But there was more than one voice. There's like 2 or 3 different. One was a female, and I think the 2 others were male voices. And it was like they were observing me, and they're basically saying he's never going to get out. Why doesn't he just stop? Why doesn't he just stop?
Wow.
He just stops this end. And like they're talking.
That is trippy, because I remember when we smoked DMT at the beach, bro. Like in the sky. Bro, it was almost like we was inside, like we at the beach, like we sitting, we was in La Jolla, and like, we looking at the water. We right at the beach looking at the water. We on the bench, and I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm like letting the DMT take effect, and then it was like almost like, I don't know if we were like in like a hospital room or something like that, but I'm looking in the sky, and it was like these like people dressed like doctors, like they had on like the lab coats, and they had like, one of them had like a little tablet in their hand, and they just looking at us writing stuff down, and I'm just like, hey, they like they were observing what we were doing, like they was observing what we were doing, and I'm like going, bro, I can see y'all, like I can see y'all, and they just went like, yeah, okay, and then started writing down. And I'm like, what the hell? Man, this is trippy.
Like I shouldn't be hearing them, but I can't hear them. Man, that was scary, because it was like I wanted to open that bathroom door, but I didn't know if it was. I didn't think it was a bathroom door, and I was scared what was going to be behind there. And so I just kind of started walking around in circles in the small hotel room, and I started looking at the walls. Really good visuals though on the walls. Like the walls kind of have like wallpaper, but they're like kind of like of acid, just kind of bleeding and moving, like swaying a little bit. It was really cool.
Exactly.
And that's actually what calmed me down, is when I started just focusing on the visuals of the wall, and I stopped like looking around at shit, and I stopped trying to figure out where I was, and I just focused on the visuals of that wall.
Yeah. And
I kept telling myself, you're just tripping, you're just having a bad trip. But I just focus on the visuals, and I'm just like,
And like even that right there, even you just having a bad trip, like don't even accept that you having, like I refuse to accept that I'm having a bad trip, because I'm like, these days it's like there's no such thing as a bad trip. I'm just tripping. I'm tripping. And it's like when your mind can, like I said again, bro, your mind can be the scariest place of all. That like there's nothing more scarier than you and your thoughts. Like you and I'm hoping you understand this. There's nothing more scarier in the world than you and your thoughts and your ideas. It's the most scariest thing ever, because you can bring fear upon yourself. You're creating the fear. And the more you create it, it's like almost like him looking at his, oh my God, this ain't, you look down, you go, these ain't my bags. Then you hear this thing going off, and it's like, what's that noise? What's that sound? Like every little thing that you do is gonna freak you out more. It's gonna take you more into your mind believing that it's something wild going on, or it's about to die or something. It's like more and more, bro. It's like 10 times your shit. That shit is like you scary than the motherfucker. You was hella scary when it comes
And then I
to
kind
you.
of like, I'm looking at the clock, but I didn't know what time it was. Nothing made sense. Nothing made sense. It was like if I had amnesia. It was like, like in the movies where somebody has amnesia and they wake up somewhere and they don't know where the fuck they are or who they are. That's kind of what it was. I wasn't even sure who I was, to tell you the truth. I mean, I had a little bit better idea of who I was, but I didn't know where I was. I didn't know why I was there. I didn't know that I just smoked DMT either. I started to after about 2 or 3 minutes. I started to, right? Because I'm probably, the peak's probably ending, but so it slowly came back. Oh fuck, this is my hotel. Okay, I did just smoke DMT. And it was just like, holy shit, that was scary. That was scary, and I contributed to the new technique I'm using. I think it's too much. I think I need to either mix it with something or mix it with more air. I think just doing a concentrate like that was just too much for me, or I'm just not used to it.
Keep doing it. He said, when you on a trip, do understand and know you on a trip. Like even that though, right there, because like you'll think you're dying, right? And you'll go like when I first like took 4-HCO the first couple of times, bro. Like once I got in the thought that I knew I was on 4-HCO, I still felt like, oh dang, so 4-HCO is about to kill me. I'm dying. Like literally, I'm dying, and I died like 15 times. Every time I came back, I had the same thoughts of I'm dying. And I think I had like heartburn or something. It was I think I had ate something hot too, or so I don't know. I had heartburn. But every time, I was having heartburn and having whatever, it felt like I was dying, bro, and I believed it. So it was like I died like 15 times in one night. And I like all the way until I finally accepted it. And I had to start laughing. I said, okay. I had to make a joke of it. Okay, damn, I done killed myself. They gonna come in here and find me. I'm being shitted on myself. Like, like all dead people. And then I had to make a joke of it. Like, okay, if they find me and I shitted on myself, at least I ain't got to clean it up. And I had to like make a joke of it. But it was like, dang, bro, your mind will take you so many different places. I think it depends on the trip. I've heard some weird salvia stories. Man, salvia is, oh my God. I heard a gang of weird salvia stories. Like many of them. I heard many of them. Like, I remember we did the one of the one lady. Let's see. Salvia experience explained. Let's catch one. No, we ain't catching that one. That's just a million views, huh? Let's try to catch one of these. Oh, we watched this one. Salvia. Oh man, we ain't. He already. Man, you got a knot. Look like you got a knot on your head. You look like he got a knot on his head or something. Did you fall? He just looked like that, huh? Let's see. Hitchhiker's Guide. Salvia. Dang, Terrence McKenna talking about salvia the right way. I heard you ain't supposed to smoke it. I heard Sally like to be chewed or something. If I ain't mistaken, somebody said that. Dang, the dog eat the mushrooms. Look, dog is geeking right now. He don't even know how to breathe. Like your dog that ate the psychedelic mushroom. Oh my God. Let's see, drop. Man, I don't want to see the driving on salvia. Hey, Kaleidoscope 3 Eyes, though, too. She be having some dummy dope experiences, too. She be diving in a lot if y'all go check her out. Salvia Trip Explain. Oh, okay, here we go one. This 2 years ago.
Oh, hi, man.
Yeah, this is Robert Salvia. What? His name is Robert Salvia. Okay. Let's go. Fair use, YouTube. Let's try one of these and see what this guy talks about living a whole other life for 8 years off salvia. Yeah, I seen that one. I remember I think we did a video on that a long time ago. We was talking about it. It was around 2014 when I did salvia. I haven't did it since then. I bet you didn't. Let's see what this is.
My name is Robert Salvia. For those of you who saw my first video, my first salvia trip, which was really crazy. It was done 2 years ago. And I got a lot of feedback from the people who watched it, and they want to know what I went through. And I said, well, how do I tell people? Because I'm not really allowed to comment back on YouTube. So I thought I'd make another video, and this is it. This is 2 years later. I'm a crazy experimenter. I saw this
Ain't
show
we all?
on Tubi.
Ain't we all?
It's called Hamilton
Fair
Pharmacopoeia.
use, you too.
And this guy, Hamilton, he likes to try exotic drugs and tells you what they're all about, where they come from, how to use it, blah, 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 what happens. And I'm a product of the 70s, and I had a few little acid trips. So I watched this special that he had on Salvia denorum, something like that it's called. It's a leaf, it's a green leaf, it looks something like the coca leaf. And it's grown in Mexican hills of Mexico somewhere. So he goes up there to investigate this plant. And he meets up with a bunch of Mexicans and a lady shaman who taught him about the leaf. And they treat it as a spiritual thing. They don't smoke it like we do, they drink it.
That's what. See? So, see what he said? He said they drink it, they eat it, bro. This guy went into Salvia. He recorded his experience.
He goes there to experiment.
Yeah,
with
he
it,
said
and
he did.
He first
yeah.
tried to drink it, and he thought it was nothing. The taste was horrible. So the second time, they take him back out, and they go through this ritual. And this time, he rolls it up, the leaf, and he eats it. And sure enough, she's praying over him, and she's giving blessings and everything, and she's putting him into a mental state of calmness. And he just finally feels it, and he's in heaven. I mean, it sounded like he was having an orgasm. And I said to myself, ooh, I got to check this stuff out. So I go on the internet, and I find that I can get this stuff legally on the internet. So it comes in strengths of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, up to 100. And God, who would do that? You have to bet your money. So I ordered 20. Figured, okay, 20. Try 20 strength. So, as you can see from my first video, I took one poke, and I held it, just like I used to when I smoked marijuana as a kid, and let it out. And I'm staring up into the ceiling of my room where I was, and everything started to flutter, and zip, I was gone. The room left, and now I found myself in this room with escalators going all sorts of up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it was in black and white and red. It was like red all over, the black and white stairways. And, that wasn't so bad, but the part when I wanted to get up and leave, the hands kept pushing me down. They wouldn't let me go. That's what was bugging me out. It was like, oh, shit, these hands won't let me go. And I'm trying to get out, excuse me, and they're not letting me. So, as you can see, I'm fighting to get off the floor of my room, and my wife's helping me get up, and I'm saying, that I can't get out. So I finally get up, and she puts me on the couch, and I'm bugging out still. I'm still seeing the room. I can't see anything in my own house. And I'm just bugging. And this went on for about 10 minutes until slowly it started wearing away, slowly. And that's when you see me talking a little bit more, and I'm freaking out, going, oh my God, I can't believe that just one poke of this stuff did that to me. So that's what it did. Now, everybody has a different trip, depending on who you're with, depending on what.
That is crazy. Hey, why is that the first thing you try to do? Like, when the psychedelic experience get, like, wicked, why the first thing you try to do is run? You try to jump up and try to do something, and it's like, no, sit your ass back down. What are you doing? Like, you gotta learn to just lay down and let it happen and let it finish, because it'll get so weird. Like when I seen Kylie and she went and stuck her tongue out and scared me, bro. I opened my eyes. I jumped up. I just took off running. I tripped. I fell. I didn't even know why I was running. I didn't really have no reason to run, but yes, I did because I was scared. But I'm like going. The hands kept pushing you down, like, whoa, bro. I want the stare. That's a crazy experience. That's a crazy experience. We ain't watching this. You see what? Ain't nobody trying to watch no heroin trip. I definitely put some level. I don't know about smoking. Yeah, that's for Khan Milan and the Sally. He loves Sally like a mud, but with that, I gotta go, y'all. You feel me? Hopefully I'll be feeling a lot better tomorrow. I can get up and drop one in the morning. You say facts. When I'm on shrooms, I just like laying down, because if I don't get stuck in the loop of just walking around the house looking for stuff to do. Oh no, that's why I kind of like to lay down. I don't even like to be in Discord or none of that really. Sometimes, like, after a while, like, it was cool, but then most of the time I like to lay down the whole time. Let me just go lay it out. and let it take me wherever it's gonna take me instead of trying to fight it or trying to, you know, really control it. I kind of let it take over control and take me, show me what I need to see type shit. I don't know why, because I tried to control it in so many different ways. But all right, y'all, man, thanks for watching. And then, yeah, we do this more often, though, and just go over some of these crazy experiences that people be having. I'm gonna have to look through some more and get something lined up, because this was kind of cool watching people experiences. I ain't no psychedelic expert, but I'm a psychedelic expert. Now, I'm a traveler. I think that's what it is. I'm a traveler. So, you know, it's like, that's the part, is knowing how to have, like, sometimes not even having control over your thoughts, but kind of letting them just go, like, not, you know, falling into them as much. I don't know. This is trippy, bro. Psychedelics is trippy, but I want to find more on what I was talking about, the blackness that I look at as being the primordial ooze. That right there, that blackness that's in the mind. I want to find more experiences of that, of people actually looking at that thing and watching it form and take shapes and create different things, bro. I ought to look at more on that. But on that note, I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all soon, man. Y'all have a good day, and peace out.